Okay, I'm on my way to go to Whataburger for the morning. Today is our 5 Nights at Freddy 2 day. So, it's gonna be fun. Although I say that like, it's so cold outside. It is extra cold today. Like, it could be snowing cold like the other day. That's how cold it is. Oh my gosh, I remember last night when we were working, almost done, like I'm almost close to midnight. And they're like, it's 30 degrees outside. So am I fucking surprised that it's hella cold this morning? I don't fucking know. Anyway, I wanted to talk about a few things before I forget, because you know how it is. It's easy for me to get distracted and forget what the hell I did to say. So, let me get on to what I was talking about. I've been watching some YouTube videos, and I got a few things to say about them. Like, okay, I watched this one video where this guy was showing this lady who was married 27 years. Oh, my car does not sound good. It sounds unhappy. Damn it, I probably need to, like, let it sit and he warm up or some shit, because it's like, so cold, like, it's vibrating. Oh, there's a cop there. Anyway, on my street. Well, he's on the other street next to us, like staring this way. I guess he's stopping because his lights are on. It's kind of weird. I wonder if he's waiting for somebody to speed by. Like, they're gonna speed at a stop sign. That makes no sense. Is he hoping they're gonna run this light? I don't know. You know, like, oh, we're gonna run this stop sign because we're idiots. Do people do that? Maybe. Anyway, it's just weird. Anyway, that might be what I'm thinking, because there's no way they're gonna catch him speeding unless they run that damn stop sign. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, hello, you have to stop. How are you gonna be speeding? Anyway. Okay, so this lady, after 27 years of marriage, she's 55 years old, is what they said. She divorces her husband because she's obviously unhappy. And then she's trying to find somebody new. And then they're talking how she's all happy and dancing and prancing and showing off her bikini. No, not bikinis. I mean, she might have worn some bikinis, but they showed her in swimsuits, not bikinis. Because they mentioned bikinis. So I don't know if she had some that had bikinis. But, you know what I mean? She seemed very happy and whatever. You know, and excited. And I could see it, because at first you are excited to have freedom and whatever, be on your own and do things yourself and blah blah blah. Because I have pictured this. Plus, you know, after a breakup, that's exactly how it is. I mean, yeah, some people are sad and crying, but I never was. I was always like, yeah, freedom. You know what I mean? I was always in a better place after a breakup. In the short, but like I said, but my relationships, except for my husband's, have all been short, like hella short, and there wasn't in that many of them. So you know, what can say? You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know, but it is what it is. Okay. And you know, and then they were showing her how she was having a terrible time dating and stuff, and then she wanted to whatever. Yeah, which everybody, like I said, I get it, because I mean, you know, it seems fun. You watching these videos, and there's people going on dates and this and that, and it does sound like fun. Oh my god, this thing isn't even on fucking heat. Like, what the hell? Yeah. I think I'm gonna make a circle, because I really don't want my husband seeing me going to Whataburger. That's so terrible. He's like, because I told myself I'm gonna stop spending money and do no eating out. But anyway, that's another topic altogether too. Okay, but not today though. We're eating breakfast, and we're eating at later. I'll tell you plans for that later. But oh god, trying to think. Okay. So yeah, and I'm watching this video going, yeah, but guys do the same fudging thing too. How many times do they cheat on their wives, divorce their wives, go with 20-year-olds? You know what I mean? But and sometimes I said it seems easy for some of these guys, you know, easy. But you know what I'm saying? Even like they said, oh yeah, the guy's probably lucked out that his wife left him, because now he's probably living his life and having a great time, and he probably is, because. Seems like, but then again, I say that, but then there's always also, I know, like men in my real life that are older and single, they're not really happy. They're always looking for somebody too, and they can't ever find anybody. You know what I mean? It's like they're going through the same shit the women are going through. Not that they, you know, like they didn't, you know, like I don't think they wanted a divorce. Shit just happened, right? So I mean, but yeah, a lot of them are probably still having sex with younger women still, but you know what I mean? They can't find anyone serious, I guess, or I don't know, but just little things like that, you know what I mean? It's hard to find somebody basically in this reality world that we all want someone. Not everyone, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, I know I made a comment about like I don't know, you know, yeah, the men do it too. And then I also made another comment about that I guess the whole point though is when you dump somebody because you were unhappy, you probably need to learn to be happy with yourself, which is what she might be trying to do, even though she unfortunately does want somebody you kind of have to look at it like, this is what I'm saying, like, elongating, you're going to be by yourself, you better learn to love to be by yourself. And there's so many videos of people saying they are so happy by themselves, they are glad not have the drama and this, that. But yeah, I'm sure they, as a sacrifice, you do miss some shit that you could get in a relationship. But the truth is, like, that's what I'm saying, I know the dating pool sucks out there. Even if you're like me, too ugly to even date, it's even, I mean, even the pretty girls are having a hard ass time finding somebody because the dating pool out there sucks. The dating pool sucks, right? I'm like, in finding that special someone in a cesspool of whatever the hell's out there is not easy, obviously. So, like, God, you know, and can anyone really fill that void? Because that's the problem. When we're in marriage, we expect this guy to fill our void, this Prince Charming, and it doesn't happen, right? It does not happen. And I don't know what the guys are wanting. Everyone's different, right? You know, it seems like the ones who have good relationships, I don't know, maybe are they more just stable? It can't just be a soulmate thing, right? Because there's no, I mean, like, I'm starting to believe, you know, is there really such thing as soulmates? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't think so. I think it's a whole different thing, you know? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're just the 1%, right? The 1% that found the right person, you know, and this and that. But like they said, someone said, at the same time, and you find this person and then they die. A lot of times they die. You might get how many years with them and then they're dead. You know, or you're dead. Something horrible, right? I'm like, oh. I mean, so life ain't perfect. But that's the problem. We're humans aren't perfect. So anyway, but yeah. So I'm like, people are going to, and of course they're going to talk down to her because she's 55 years old and she's not a 20 and 30-year-old looking hot and everything. She looked pretty good for her age, though. You know what I mean? And she has such a good sparkling personality. But of course you're going to be sad. Who isn't? We're happy. We're sad. We're everything. You know, I'm emotional. And, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. And she, like I said in these videos, why stay with someone who isn't making you happy? Like, if her husband was just ignoring her and didn't get a clue and she tried to tell him and she tried to work on the relationship and nothing, you know, it's like talking to a brick wall. Okay, so he worked. Is that, then you go, oh, women don't want men for their money. And is that it? Like you said, if that's the truth, then why would you want her to stay with him so he can help support her, and also help pay off the bills? Is that love? Is that what you guys want? Like, oh, stay with him because, you know, he's a good guy, but, you know, he's not making you happy. He could be happy with somebody else. She could be happy with someone else. Because you hear that too. People do find someone else after these marriages that weren't meant to be. You know, and maybe they were. Maybe if they had, like I said, if they had kids together, which they might have, 20 years, they had that great family thing going. That was the whole point. Maybe they're married to have the kids, let them grow up to whatever together. But now their lives have changed and they've changed and God knows what, right? I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know if she's going to have regret. She may not regret leaving her husband just because she's sad and depressed. She may not regret that at all because I would think she, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, oh, what's worse? I mean, I get that because, like, sometimes that's what I think about. It's like, would it be better to be alone or, you know, like this, like mediocre, and you know what I mean, living your own life, living separate lives, being roommates? I mean, that's the question. Which is best, right? But for each person, maybe it's a different thing because maybe someone does need somebody. You know what I mean? I mean, you know. I don't know, you know, that's what's so complicated. We're all so different. We don't know what someone needs and what satisfies them and what might satisfy you, right? Life's a risk, I guess, you know, it's just a risk. But I would think, hopefully, she will find happiness within herself. And if she don't find somebody, because the odds of her finding somebody probably might suck. But it does happen. There's plenty of people that are getting married later in life. There's plenty of people hooking up in let's say they just live together as companions and whatever, but don't want that pressure of marriage or whatever, right? I mean, it happens. You know, people, maybe they do it because they said, oh, we're great companions, we're best friends, but we don't have the sex thing going there. That's okay, because we can help each other in life and we can trust each other and we're not going to disappoint each other, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe, you know what I mean? I mean, who the hell knows? Because sometimes I think that, like, you know, there's people who, that's why I tell my kids, they don't have to get married. They could live together. They could find roommates or best friends they could live with. You know, they could live with another guy, and then they, you know, and they say, okay, we're friends. We do work together. We split the bills, make life easier, right? I mean, I've heard some of these people talk about how they had roommates, even in their 30s, because that's the only way they can support themselves nowadays, right? Split the bills with somebody else that you can manage living with, right? I mean, and you have to trust them to pay their part of the bills, right? So you don't get fucked when they're like, I have to buy this big ass expensive car part, and hell with the bills, right? Because let's face it, we have all probably done that sometimes. Like, fuck this, I'll figure it out afterwards. I'm getting this thing because I want it. I'm going to go on this vacation, even though I can't afford it. Right? Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's the trust thing is pretty hard. It must be even harder to deal with that because you're not with them like a couple, right? Like, I mean, if let's say your roommate decided to spend their rent money on something stupid, it'd be a little harder to go, okay, I'm covering your, I have no choice, I have to cover your ass, but you better pay me back, right? But if you're married to that person, you might be able to slide a little bit better, right? Even though the person's gonna be like fucking really unhappy with you, like, you blew our money at the casino? You blew our bill money? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I don't know. And so there you go, right? Like, but we're married, it's okay. I'll do better next time, I promise. Just kidding. Oh God. Anyway. Yeah. So I don't know, but I do feel like it was kind of rough that people are being assholes to her just because, oh, look at her, she's a loser. She dumped her man and now she's by herself and now she's miserable. But I don't think she's completely miserable. You know what I mean? She might have been miserable either way. You know, like saying, you know, they're life choices, right? We got those what are we gonna choose paths and stuff. But like I said, I've been trying to figure it out myself. Like I said, I feel like finally my husband did take notice. Finally, he got a clue. Finally, I guess he saw. I don't know if he really thinks there's a problem, but he knows there's a problem because obviously he now had to deal with a problem, right? Like, because he's like still saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I was always there. He's still got the same mind frame, but he's doing better because I think he's kind of also like, gonna have to do something because, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I think he's half there at any rate, you know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like we're doing so much better. We've definitely connected, we're whatever, but it's not perfect because I still don't know how to talk to him. I mean, I'm still working on that. I'm still closed. And it's because sometimes, like yesterday, he really pissed me off. That's the thing, which I guess that's part of marriage, right? You get mad at each other, you hate each other, you're like, God, you know? I thought he was gonna drive us into a pond. I'm not kidding. Okay, we were at this guy's, you know, going to this house, right? And technically there's a house on the hill and the house with a shop. And the guy lived in the shop, going to the right, which is fine. But he had this curvy ass road, right? And there was a pond on one side and some ditch on some other side, kind of a concrete ditch. And I swear to God, I saw that car turn more to the left like he was gonna go into the damn pond. I was freaked out. Okay, I don't hardly get freaked out when people are driving, you know, but I'm scared because I know my husband can't always see. He's like, he was pissed because he's like, you're telling me how to drive. You don't think I know what I'm doing? But I was like, I could care less as long as I did not go in that pond, you know, before we even deliver this guy's food. I was like, holy shit. And then I said on the way out, I swear to God, he was going to go into the concrete on the other side. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, I didn't like the way he treated me about it, you know, like the way he acted, reacted was kind of like, but yeah, it was scary. I swear to God, we were going in that pond. I know it. You'd had to be there because you'd have been scared too. And then, I mean, part of me's like, I wonder if if I had been quiet and we ended up in the pond, what would he have said? Like, oh, I was like, you know, what would he have said? He'd ended up in the pond instead. And then we have to explain to these people why we have to get a tow truck and pull our damn ass car out of their damn pond. And sorry, your food's ruined. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Would that have been better? I know sometimes, in some cases, men would prefer us to do that. Shut the fuck up and let the shit happen and go, it's okay. Because that's what I've had to do with most of my life. Being in marriage, just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything, you know? And then when they have to explain their fucking way out of it later on, it's like, whatever. Oh well, you know? like, oh, now you want me to fucking forgive you. Even though you're an asshole. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Yeah. And I don't know. Like I said, marriage is something else. That's why I kind of see when these people like saying, "Oh, but you're by yourself, and also every life is so whatever." But it's not. I mean, I know it's not perfect. I know there's definitely downfalls, and you have to maybe convince yourself that the price you paid to be single for the rest of your life was worth it. Just like the price you paid to get married and have children was worth it, because we do it. I mean, I don't know. Some of us women do it all the time. I would assume I did it for sure. And I'm not gonna lie, I loved my having children. There's nothing that could replace that damn thing. You know, like I said, if I could have had more kids, I probably would have. Even though I really don't need that. I didn't need any more kids. It would have been terrible. You know, I'm not one of those like Duggars. Of course, I didn't have the Duggar income either to take care of all my children like they did. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you know, how many people can afford 26 children or 20 children? I not that I wanted 20 of them, but I don't know. I can see why people have, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe to 10. You know what I mean? That would probably be my limit. 10 at the very max, and more like 8. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I would have had that extra many amount of children. That would have been too much. But you know, because you want to enjoy your kids too. You want to be able to afford them. You want to take them everywhere and be able to handle them. You know, and so yeah. I mean, you know, but yeah, I loved it. It was the best. But watching them grow still was the best. And now I'm at this other stage of my life, and I'm hoping I will get to enjoy the grandma life. But I don't even know. Like I said, we're having some issues, and I'm not going to talk about them too, but yeah, I guess there's always issues in life, right? Things you don't expect, or things you do expect, but you know what I mean? I don't know. But I'm already feeling like, I don't know. We won't even go there with that shit. But the baby is doing good. He's still, until he regulates his temperature and can eat on his own all the time, instead of just, you know, he's staying in the hospital. And we have not seen them since, I want to say Sunday. Is that when we went there last? And we're not coming back till this Sunday. No. Yes, it was been Sunday. Because Monday, Tuesday, James was home with us, actually, believe it or not. And then Wednesday he went over there. Thursday he was here last night. And tonight he goes for the weekend. And, but we needed to work, and we had other shit to do. And, you know, much as I'd love to go more often, like I said, and it's not just to see the baby, it's actually to support them too. Like I said, I really feel like we need to support them, but it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I don't even know. It's managing this whole minefield thing is crazy. But yeah, so we're going back Sunday to support, you know, to visit, to whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Plus trying to get space. Like, I just don't know. I don't even know how James is going to manage all this shit. I don't know how. I don't know. I feel like I said I'm worried about it, because I'm like, he still has to find a place to live. When's he going to have time to find a place to live? And then he has a dentist appointment this month, which I bet I'm going to have to cancel, because I don't see how he's supposed to, you know, he missed already some work. I don't think that, you know, he wants to take any time off because of missing work, because then he could get fired, right? I'm like, he can't. I'm like, I don't know how people do it. It's kind of sucks that his schedule is Monday to Friday. It's too bad he couldn't, like, occasionally, like maybe once a month or twice a month, you could take one day off, like on the weekday, and then work a Saturday instead. So that way, you know what I mean? Like, to make up, like, do a 5-day week, but work Saturdays and miss a day so you could eat. Like he said, he might have to be at the hospital. He might have to take the girl to the doctor's, take the baby to a doctor's, which right now, no, not having to happen right now, but he will have to. They have doctor's appointments. They're going to have to, you know, he has to go to doctors and nurses, I mean, the dentist appointments and shit like that. How the hell are you supposed to do that? He needs to get his truck tagged. He can't even do that. And I'm like, I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Having 5 days that you work the whole damn day, you know, you get anything done in real life, because everything closes in the evenings. That's important. I mean, no doctors or dentists are working in the evenings or on weekends. You know, I'm just like, I don't know how people manage. Like, I forgot. Like, I can say that, but it's not that I did, you know, like, I only worked the first 2 years, I think that James was alive, so he had a babysitter, and and I had PTO and this and that, and I was able to. Plus, I worked second shift, didn't I? I worked second shift. That was the other thing. My husband worked days. I worked second shift, and yeah. Like, well, right where I was about where I quit. I basically, my husband, we didn't really need the babysitter for 30 minutes, and I think it was getting where like he was getting the baby more often, and my kids more often, and I was a little scared, because I'm not gonna lie, okay, I was afraid. It's sad. Like, I don't know, my husband probably wouldn't have, whatever, had a hard time taking care of them, but I don't know why. I was just scared. I was literally scared he wasn't gonna take care of them, change their diaper right, feed them, normal shit that moms do. And I was like, it's why I liked having a babysitter. I felt secure knowing she would do what she's supposed to. You know what I mean? It was just sad, but it's true, okay? So I was like, not loving this. So I was like, yeah. And we're paying this lady, which I loved her. She was great. But we were paying her a lot of money to watch the kids for like 30 minutes a day, So I was like, yeah. So I quit my job so I could stay home. And actually, I was going to go back to work, which, no, not this one. I'm going to Whataburger. I'm going to Whataburger, which I have to get there because I have to take Aiden to work. And then me and Raymond are going to do some stuff, and then we're going to do the movie now. I probably won't have too much time to talk today. But, goddamn. Let me try to start another video real quick.